Live from FedEx Forum, this is The Odds Couple, presented by WinBet on GrindCityMedia.com. Here's Rob Fisher and Lang Whitaker.
And hello, good people. I'm not Rob Fisher. I'm Lang Whitaker. I don't know. Somebody's yelling at me. What's going on? Single on Lang?
Single on Lang.
Well,
it's not the same.
Hey, you can't do it, man. There's no Fish is not here. Rob Fisher's not here.
It's not the same.
I'm Lang Whitaker. This is The Odds Couple presented by WinBet. Rob Fisher is, I think, in Atlanta or somewhere with the Grizzlies. But I do have John Roser here.
Hi!
And I have CJ Hurt here. And we're going to get to Fish in a minute once we get some computer things figured out. So
technology.
Who cares about technology?
Thanks, Zuckerberg.
We're in the metaverse right now.
Yeah.
And because we're talking about the NCAA tournament, though, this week, we're going to talk to an expert right off the bat here to start the show off. Because I think, Rosa, do you consider yourself an NCAA tournament expert?
No.
You don't?
No.
And I would say, hey.
But I can act like I am.
I did say it at Holiday Inn Express.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, exactly. I think there's one right down the street on Union, or it's a Holiday Inn regular. But yeah, no, I can absolutely talk like I know what I'm talking about when it comes to the NCAA tournament.
Well, the person who knows it better than anyone is our friend Lance Taylor, who is the host of the Next Round Live. Lance, are you with us?
I am here.
Hey, man. Lang Whitaker here. Rob is in Atlanta with computer problems. So.
Rob's at Magic City.
Well, I didn't want to say that.
He's having the lemon pepper, the Lou Williams.
Do you know how expensive those wings are now?
Yeah, I mean, Lou Williams is still playing in the NBA, and he's 35 plus, so those things must have some sort of value. We really literally just opened the show. We're about to talk NCAA tournament. Give us your team right off the bat you think is going to give you the best play for your money here in this tourney.
Are we talking about as far as to win the thing outright, or are we just talking about against a number?
Maybe just against a number.
First round, I think there are some value teams out there. Texas is one of those teams everybody's talking up Virginia Tech, and, they had a pretty incredible run through a very average ACC. I thought Duke's probably playing the worst basketball of the season, and so everybody's hyping up this 11 seed, Virginia Tech, that had to win that tournament to get in. And Texas is still favored right now in that game.
Yeah.
I'm seeing Texas as a 1.5-point favorite. So I think you're getting a little value there. And Chris Beard, I think Chris Beard's a heck of a coach. He hasn't had, year one has not gone exactly like he wanted it to. But I still think that Texas is a pretty good little play there, minus the 1.
All right, so Lance, I'm up here. I'm looking at all my notes. I got notes all over this dang bracket. And so you bring up 11 seed Virginia Tech, and every tourney since 2013 has had a 5 seed or lower reach the Final Four. Of those teams, right now in this bracket, seeded 5 or lower, who do you think has the best odds or the best value to get to the Final Four?
I mean, maybe Houston. I know that's a 5, so that's a little bit boring. But, Kelvin Sampson has had multiple teams in the Final Four. They were there last year. Without Marcus Sasser, and you guys have watched his team play against Memphis multiple times this year, they still, they can lock down. And now they're used to not playing with Sasser. And they still got 5 guys averaging double figures. And their ability just to get to the rim and offensive boards. To me, Houston's a dangerous team. And, they've got UAB, which will be a tricky 5-12. Most of those are. But they're a healthy 8.5-point favorite. Typically, you don't see those 5-12s with numbers close to double digits. Then you play in a Illini team. If Coburn's off, gets in foul trouble, Illinois is not the team they were last year. So, and then Arizona, Arizona out of nowhere. Tommy Lloyd's done a great job with that squad, but, they're a 1 seed. Maybe people are sleeping on them. They've only lost 3 games this year, but they've got that inexplainable loss to Colorado just, a couple of weeks ago. So, I think Houston's one of those teams that could make another deep run.
See, Houston smells funny to me. Do they not to some of you? Because, their stats darlings, but watching them play, it's like, oh, this team is not the number, 2 or 3 ranked net team in the nation or wherever they are in the BPI?
But if you go look at their losses, man, dude, they lost by 1 to Alabama. They lost by, their losses are not – They lost at SMU, and SMU went undefeated at home this year. They had the 2 losses to Memphis, but then they got revenge on that and won by 18. And then their other loss was like another 2-point loss against another really good team. Okay,
Yeah, can I say this real quick? I don't feel good about any of this.
Okay, no. I want to give you one. Okay, talk me out of betting Longwood against Tennessee for two reasons. One, it's Rick Barnes, and he's 1-11 against the spread in his last 12 tournament games. And two, because all Tennessee's talking about is bitching about their seed. Yeah. That's all they're doing.
And Roser, I do think it's important that Tennessee gets a draw like Longwood, who's 20-1 in their last 21 games. They did play two conference teams or major conference tournament teams this year and lost to Georgetown and lost by 33 to Iowa. So I don't think they've got any shot. But, maybe they can keep this interesting because I think Tennessee has been bitching nonstop. And I do think they got a bad seed here. They're 15-2 in their last 17. They've got 11 quad one wins this year. So Tennessee has beaten a lot of quality. And I do like Tennessee's draw here. I think Tennessee's going to advance, whether it's Colorado State or Michigan. And then I think they probably have a tricky game against Villanova. But, I've got Tennessee moving out. But I think it's important they've got a game like this. Maybe they struggle. I think the best thing for Tennessee is they really have a hard time with Longwood. That comes down to, maybe a 6 to 8 point game in the final minute or so. Give them a little bit of scare. But, I've got no problem catching the, what is it now, 21 points? No, it's 18. 18. Yeah. I've got no problem taking the 18 there.
Here's the other one, too.
Well, wait, before we get to that one, real quick, I just want to let y'all know, Longwood, not a lot of length in Longwood. They are the smallest team in the tournament.
Oh, God, they might get destroyed by Tennessee.
Longwood's sort of an ironic
It is ironic.
Yeah. Also, they're Shortwood.
Smallwood. Big South teams are 1-34 in the tournament all time.
Well, that's
unfortunate.
Longwood, second best covering team in the nation.
There we go.
Oh, wow.
And Rick Barnes can't cover crap. So here's the other one, too. And Alan Boston, who does this stuff for a living, was on with Vernon earlier. And this is the only game that he said this about one of these, smaller schools against a Power 5 school where he said that's worth throwing a little bit on the money line. He said Colgate against Wisconsin. Now the game's in Milwaukee, but here was his point, and I understand his point because if you remember last year, Colgate played Arkansas in the first round. And that game in the first half, Colgate was up like 9 to. They got up, I think, like 15 at one point in the first half on Arkansas because they got that game to be a half-court basketball game. Yeah. And as he said, he's like, if Colgate, as long as they don't get just out-athleted, and it's a half-court basketball game, but they can play with you. They can.
Well,
and Wisconsin ain't exactly and then Arkansas just overwhelmed them with their athletes in the second half. But Wisconsin's not going to do that. Now, Wisconsin's really got one player who's going to be a lottery pick, but that's really all it is.
And that's right. If Johnny Davis doesn't have a game, Wisconsin's probably got more pasty white dudes than Colgate. I think that might be fact. I don't know how Wisconsin, watching them this year, Johnny Davis, again, and that was a story, onto itself. Kind of came out of nowhere and has played his way into the lottery. But outside of him, there is nobody that's going to take over a game. And that's a strange number. That's sitting at 7. I've seen some people out of the Midwest, because Midwest is kind of a weird draw with KU as your 1 and Auburn as your 2. A lot of people think Wisconsin could make some noise. I've got them getting beat in the second round, whether it's LSU or Iowa State. I kind of have a feeling this LSU without a coach thing is not the big deal that people think it is. I know Will Wade could pay people a lot of money. I don't know how good of a coach he actually is.
That's fair.
So I think that this might be a Steve Fisher, Michigan situation where LSU might go on a little run.
Not so good at paying people off either, especially girlfriends.
Yeah, right. Yeah. But, I can see the Colgate, man, that is a strange number. I've got a feeling I'll probably have Colgate plus 7.
Lance, keep it in your backyard a little bit. Auburn. All season long, people were talking about, they're a 1 seed. They were, people had them number 1 in the top 25. What do you see out of them right now, and do you think they have a run in them for this tourney?
Yeah, I think, Lang, when you look at Auburn, that 22-1 start, they're 3-3 their last 6 games, and Walker Kessler has had that brace on the left arm. He hasn't been 100%, and maybe with this rest, getting ousted early in the SEC tournament, getting a couple of extra days there. This is a team that, they can heat up. They've got size. Jabari is a guy that can take a game over. Might be your number 1 overall selection. K.D. Johnson's going to have to play better. Wendell Green's going to have to play better. Their guards are going to have to really get it going here. But, it's a team that just didn't shoot the 3 well. Only 30% behind the arc in SEC play. But I like the Auburn team. and I like the draw. And as long as they don't match up with USC, USC's interesting with Isaiah Mobley just because he's so athletic at 6'10" that he could give them some problems. But I think Auburn's got a great draw. I've got to go in the Final Four.
I have USC beating Auburn in the second round.
No, I can see it.
This is why you don't.
Matchup for SC.
Well, you don't pick. I just went with the philosophy of since 1985, no NCAA tournament champion has failed to make the semifinals of their conference tournament, and Auburn failed to make the semifinals. So I was like, well, there's no way I'm picking Auburn to win the championship, so I'm not going to pick them to go to the Final Four. So I picked USC. What about the other team in your backyard, Alabama? What Alabama team are we going to see?
Probably the bad one.
The bad one.
Based on this, look, I still don't get all the metrics and the Ken Palms. I'm just one of those when I'm watching eye test. Like A&M's playing really good basketball right now, so A&M should be in. Alabama did enough in the non-conference to get in. When you beat teams like Gonzaga and Houston, who had Sasser at that point, and Baylor, and they've beaten Tennessee and LSU and Arkansas. But they're terrible as far as turning the basketball over. They're 320th nationally. They only shoot 31% behind the arc. And they've got the experienced guards, and it's a team that really made a deep run last year. And, an overtime game away from going to an Elite Eight against UCLA, which was one of the, maybe if not the biggest surprise in the NCAA tournament last year. But Alabama's 2-0 against 1 seeds in this tournament. They're 1-0 against 3 seeds. They're 1-0 against 4 seeds. They're 1-0 against 5 seeds. I mean, they beat quality teams this year. That first matchup, I think it benefits them to play Notre Dame. I think Rutgers could really frustrate them. And I've got a feeling that it will be Notre Dame they play. And then Texas Tech. I mean, if Texas Tech-Alabama matchup, Texas Tech's only going to be a 4.5, 5-point favorite. So I think Alabama's got a shot. I just don't trust. I mean, they're so inconsistent. I mean, there was multiple times they lost 3 consecutive games this year, including going into this tournament. They've now lost 3 consecutive games.
Alabama was so strange to me all year because, Lance, like you said, they bring back so much depth and so much experience at the guard position. And didn't they shoot around 40% last year? Wasn't that their thing from 3? And you look up and you're thinking, these guys are coming back. They shot 40%. Now they're shooting 31%. What's the deal?
Yeah, well, look, defensively they miss Herb Jones. I don't think there's any doubt. He's a guy that's already been an impact guy in the NBA as a rookie this year. So they miss Herb. Josh Primo was a guy that, if he would have stayed another year, would have been huge. He's kind of a 3-and-D kind of guy. And then, Quinterly just hasn't been nearly as good. He's just lost his confidence in his shot. Shackelford's a guy you don't know what you're going to get. I mean, you can get the guy that I think hit 8 threes against Gonzaga, or the guy that missed all 8 attempts against A&M a couple of weeks ago. So they do have a lot of experience in guard play. If Quinterly and Shackelford and Keon Ellis play well, this team can play well. I don't trust Alabama to get into the second weekend. But again, I don't really know how many teams in this tournament I trust.
Yeah,
I'm 100% with you. I don't.
Gonzaga, and that's it, right?
Yeah, but I mean, Gonzaga's in the same bracket as Duke, who beat them already. Well, Duke. Okay, so they go out.
Real quick, Roser, Gonzaga was so much better last year. So much better.
Yeah, I think so, too.
I think they probably win this thing. If you've gun to head, you just have to tell me who's going to win it. I'll go Gonzaga. But, I mean, this is just a weird tournament.
Yeah,
I think Gonzaga had better athletes last year.
I was going to ask you who you think is going to win it. So you think Gonzaga? I mean, if you had to make a pick, that's who you're going with.
If I had, it was Kentucky 2 weeks ago, but I think everybody jumped on Kentucky. But now that I'm taking Gonzaga, everybody's got Gonzaga. I can't figure this out. I'm a contrarian. I like to go against people, but I think everybody's taking Gonzaga or Kentucky.
I feel like it's Gonzaga or Arizona. Don't worry, Lance. I went with neither of those.
I don't think he's worried.
Well, so who did you play?
Well, I mean, I can't give it away now. It is is not a 1 or a 2 seed. It is not a 1. Okay. It is not a 1. It is not a 2, and it is not a 3 seed either.
So it's a 4 seed.
It's a 4 seed.
Just say it's a 4 seed.
I have a 1, a 4, a 2, and a 7 in the Final 4.
Okay.
Now,
okay,
change it up.
So
look, hey, it's about trying to win the brackets.
I think UCLA, based on the experience, and I think the Pac-12 might be better than we give it credit for.
Yeah.
You might be onto something here, Lance, and who I picked.
Yeah, right. Well, so Arizona, obviously, is Arizona the second best team, at least according to most in college basketball. UCLA is a 4 seed right now. USC is a team that went to the Elite Eight last year. Again, they've got size and athleticism. So I am a little fascinated to see how the Pac-12 plays out in this tournament.
For sure.
Lance, tell people what they can get at lanceslock.com.
Yeah, we're doing a little package too. I appreciate that, Lang. So for $200, so typically it's $90 a month, and this will make sense to you if you think about this. $200, you get the entire March Madness tournament. And if we don't go 55% or better, we've got to win you money, then you get everything back. It's completely refundable. We haven't done this before for March Madness, so we're going to win for you. Again, jump on board. You get every single game. It's $200. If we don't win, you get your money back. It's as simple as that. All the details are up, lanceslock.com. We'll have daily packages as well. Again, moving forward for the NBA playoffs, for Major League Baseball, it's $90 a month for every single play. Every day we give you a free play, lanceslock.com. But $200 for the entire NCAA tournament, and it is guaranteed.
Nice. Wow. Thank you, Lance. Thanks for joining us, Lance Taylor, and we'll see you on lanceslock.com.
Yeah, see you, boys. Thanks.
Appreciate you. I've also been reliably informed, fellas, that Rob Fisher is now.
Can we get a single
with
on
us.
Fish?
There he is.
Oh, look at that. Goated.
There he is.
Hello, everybody.
Where are you, Indy or Atlanta?
In Atlanta. Hot
Atlanta.
Atlanta.
Hot Atlanta.
For about a week, it feels like.
ATL, Shotty. You can
Shout
go get
out to
those Lou
Atlanta.
Williams wings at Magic City. So
That's right. Get a little lemon pepper.
the one thing we'll take a break here and then kind of reboot this thing. But I wanted to do one thing before we get there is talk about what we learned this week. And anybody learned anything this week? I've got something I'd like to talk about, but anyway,
I'll go
last.
first, and just so you're not asking yourself a question and responding. Gonzaga, 6 straight trips to the Sweet 16. I did not realize that. 6 straight.
Yeah.
How many titles?
They don't have any.
Gonzaga.
They've been to the Final Four a couple times.
Yep.
Teams high
Shows it ain't
seeds-
easy to win it.
It's not.
ain't
High-seeded
easy to win
teams
it.
this year with no titles, Zags, Auburn, Texas Tech, Vols, and Purdue.
Wait, what now? Run that again?
High-seeded teams, seeded 1 through 4, with no title and that to their name.
Oh, Tennessee's never been to the Final Four.
Yeah, I put them in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
The basketball.
Well, you said no title.
Yeah, those are the teams. The other teams have been to Final Fours. Gonzaga's been to a Final
Yeah,
Four.
yeah,
Didn't
yeah.
they get to a championship
Last-
game recently?
last year.
The
Yeah,
last
so-
year.
Yeah.
And they played in the Final Four against Carolina a couple years ago. They played a title game against, I think it was a title game against Carolina a couple years ago, too.
Rob, what'd you learn this week?
Well, I learned it was something Vernon Roser talked about a few minutes ago about Rick Barnes and his tournament success or lack thereof. Worst against the spread coaches in the tournament since 2006. You have Rick Barnes at the top of the list at 7-18 against the number. Then Jamie Dixon, 6-14 against the spread. Mike Bray, 5-13 against the spread. Greg McDermott, 3-9-1 against the spread, and Ed Cooley, 1-5 against the spread. Those are the worst 5 coaches against the spread since 2006.
And I think, isn't South Dakota State favored now?
They, if they aren't, they should be.
I think South Dakota State's a 1-point favorite over Providence. You mentioned all you need to know about Rick Barnes in the tournament, bro. He had Kevin Durant and couldn't get out of the first weekend. That tells you everything you need to know about Rick Barnes.
There's a lot of NBA coaches who had Kevin Durant. But the one thing I want to bring up that it's been bothering me for a week now. This business where we're moving the clocks back and forward has nothing to do with college basketball. We gotta stop this.
Well, we are.
Well, no, they're trying, but it's not.
But it passed through the Senate.
It doesn't matter. We just got to go through the Congress, then the president has to sign off on it too. So we'll see if that happens.
Biden won't know. Just tell him he's signing something else.
I think there's other things they're dealing with right now too. But
Yeah.
we got to get rid of this thing. It's like terrible. It's messing us up.
I don't need
It's
this.
like,
Spring forward, fallback.
let's just
crap.
keep it light as long as possible every day. How about that?
Yeah.
Everybody agree with that?
Yes.
When I run for president, that's going to be part of my platform.
Keep
That-
America sunny again.
We're gonna no reclining airplane seats. No airplane seats ever.
I don't fly enough for that to bother me.
Monday after the Super Bowl
That's right.
holiday.
National holiday. National federal holiday right there.
Can we get Thursday, Friday, opening week of March Madness national holiday also?
No. It's college basketball. Nobody really cares about it.
On a show where we're talking about the NCAA tournament. Thanks, Link. Way to keep them tuned
Actually,
in.
this
Billions
is the-
of dollars are bet on this
That
thing
is the
illegally.
one. That's the one time of the year like everyone cares about college
Yeah.
basketball. Everyone has to watch, and maybe
And then
that's
Tom
part of it.
Brady crapped on it.
Yeah, Tom Brady tried to mess it up Sunday night. That's the one nobody cares about is Tom Brady. We've had that talk on this show before. But look, let's take a break. We're going to come back here on The Odds Couple, presented by WynnBET, and talk all about this NCAA tournament.
Don't miss a minute of Grizzlies basketball down the stretch with Bally Sports Southeast. Watch on UVerse, channel 1727, DirecTV, channel 649-2, and Xfinity, channel 1251. Or stream it live on the Bally Sports app. And for real-time Grizzlies news and updates, follow @GrizzOnBally on Twitter. Bally Sports Southeast, home of your Memphis Grizzlies.
John Conchar, whose jersey I am donning today. 15 points, 17 rebounds.
Reveal.
Shitty season approaching.
Shitty season approaching.
17 rebounds is so outrageous.
Yeah.
It's an outrageous
That's the
number.
most among any NBA guard this season off the bench.
That's Dennis Rodjar.
The Chris Vernon Show, live weekdays at noon on grindcitymedia.com or wherever you get your podcasts.
The Who hits back. We don't get fooled again. Memphis, it's your turn. Pete Townsend, Roger Daltrey, The Who with an orchestra. Why don't you all fade away? FedEx Forum, Friday, May 13th. Who are you? Get tickets now at LiveNation.com. The Who, live in concert. There's more at TheWho.com.
Don't miss the newest Grind City Media podcast, Infield Fly, with me, Rob Fisher, along with Lang Whitaker and Keith Murphy. Comes out each Tuesday, and we'll have the latest on our favorite teams and yours. Regional and Superstation teams, the Cardinals, Braves, and Cubs. While going around the horn to check in on the rest of the league. Be sure to subscribe today at grindcitymedia.com, iTunes, Spotify, and SoundCloud.
Once a week, get your basketball fix with Talkin' Grizz, featuring me, Kelsey Wright Johnson, and media from around the NBA as we discuss draft topics, prospects, and more. Connect with Grind City Media on all their social channels, subscribe to Grind City Media YouTube, and follow Grind City Media on Twitter and Instagram to stay up to date with all things Grizzlies.
Check out the all-new WynnBET Sports Bar located at FedEx Forum, just off Beale Street out. Open every event night plus non-event Saturday and Sunday starting at 11 a.m. The WynnBET Sports Bar is your lock for the best local brews, food, and all the games. Sports fans looking for action and a little extra juice can receive exclusive in-bar only promotion, including odds boosts, free bets, and more from the WynnBET Sportsbook app. Plus, watch all the games. College and pro with over 30 TVs and Sunday NFL tickets. Parking is free for guests and available in the Gossett Motors Garage. For more information, go to FedExForum.com.
Welcome back to GrindCityMedia.com. Live from FedEx Forum. Now, here's more of The Odds Couple, Rob Fisher and Lang Whitaker, presented by WynnBET.
The Grizzlies and Slim and Husky's Pizza are joining forces to find the most artistic members of Grizz Nation to produce art that personifies and celebrates the spirit of our next-gen Grizz and Memphis. Commission pieces will include poster giveaways, murals, and more, plus cash prizes up to $2,000. So get to work and submit your next-gen Grizz themed art at grizzlies.com/fanart before March 22nd.
Is that Steven Adams wearing a beret?
I don't know, but I want some pizza now.
Yeah.
Welcome back to The Odds Couple, presented by WynnBET. I'm Lang, he's Roser, he's CJ, and Rob's somewhere in the metaverse with us also. And we can actually now let's backtrack and let's talk about the Memphis Tigers made the NCAA tournament.
Yeah.
Yay.
Good job rebounding the season. It was, it looked like it was.
There's a lot of drama early on.
Dude, there's still drama going on. And Monty Bates is practicing again. Landers Nolly's got some brace wrapped around his knee. It's like, wait, what? Are we doing this again? Like, because it's well known that these guys don't like specifically DeAndre and Landers don't really like, they don't like playing with them.
Well, listen, Penny Hardaway talked here about getting back to the NCAA tournament.
It feels great, honestly. I mean, it's bittersweet because we lost the championship game, but we fought so hard to get back into the NCAA. I'm not going to let that go by without celebrating that. And we're still alive. You know, hats off to Houston for coming out and doing a phenomenal job. And that game is over with. Nothing we can do about it. We got to go back and get ready to go to Portland.
To be where you are now, making the tournament finally, just how do you put that into perspective?
Man, just perseverance, really. You know, just from never giving up. We were 3-4 at one point. I think 9-8. We're 21-10 now, so we fought hard to get back to this position, and that's what we wanted, man. We have a chance as good as anyone to go into the tournament and make noise, and I'm proud of that.
I mean, we saw them last year make a run in the NIT, and they made a little run in the AAC tournament this year, and maybe they can do it in the NCAA tournament. Rob, what do you think? Do you think the Tigers got a little magic left in them for the NCAA?
Well, maybe for a game, but after that, no. I don't think there's a chance. In what was a year of drama and a year of just weird things happening with this program, credit to Penny Hardaway and credit to this team for being able to finish the way that they did. And, now when you look back and you think, well, maybe they shouldn't have finished so well because I think they would have been better off as a 10 seed or 11 seed than they are as a number 9 going up against Boise State. I don't think it's going to be an easy task in itself. But then after that, you got Gonzaga. And you look at that West region, Gonzaga is the only number 1 seed who, on odds to win the region, are actually a minus. I mean, Kentucky's plus 250, Kansas plus 210, Arizona plus 145, and then Gonzaga minus 135. I mean, the overwhelming favorite to win that region with Duke at plus 430, Texas Tech plus 550. You go all the way down to Memphis, it's plus 3,900. So, yeah, I think they can find a little magic in this first game, but I don't think it matters who wins this first game. The second game, you're going up against the monster that is Gonzaga, and I don't think either team has a chance.
Yeah, the only thing, like the Boise thing, they've got to get through that. Which they played them in the NIT last year, and it was a 3-point game. So Boise State plays. The first question I had was, do they play half court basketball?
Yes.
Are they good at it? And the answer is yes to both of them.
Yeah.
So okay, now we know what kind of game we're getting into, and Memphis will turn the ball over. And we're not talking about just dead ball turnovers. We're talking about they will just throw the ball to you, and just,
around you, over you, past you, between your legs,
give it to you. But I will say for the Gonzaga thing, here's where I stand. And this is going to sound crazy. Why I would rather play if the Tigers are going to be in an 8-9 game.
Yep.
Why I would rather play Gonzaga more than Arizona, Baylor, or Kansas.
Why?
And this is why. Because Gonzaga will not have better athletes than Memphis. Memphis will have the athlete. Memphis will have.
Well, you could argue all those teams aren't going to have better athletes than Memphis.
Oh no, Arizona, Kansas, and Baylor have very comparable athletes to what Memphis has, but Gonzaga doesn't. Now Gonzaga's just going to freaking out execute and cut to death and like pass the ball and actually show how a functional offense works.
And Gonzaga also has like the glitch with Chet Holmgren. Like, what do you do with that guy?
Right.
Like, I don't know if he's a better athlete, but he's taller and skinnier and faster.
Yeah, he's tall.
He's
tall. And Timmy can be a nightmare to deal with. It's look, but I'm just saying they don't have Memphis is not going to. You're not going to out athlete Memphis. Gonzaga's not. Now, like Kansas and Arizona and Baylor have comparable guys. Like Baylor, their whole team's like 25 years old.
But Rose, you said it at the start of your original statement. If the Tigers aren't going to force turnovers, then they're just done. They're dead in the water because they turn the ball over so much. They need all of those extra possessions.
Yes.
They need to be, and also they need to be able to hit the glass and offensive rebound really, really well to give themselves extra possession. 1 in 5, like 1 in 5 trips down the court, the Tigers going to turn the ball over. So the other 4, one of those is going to be a bad shot.
Yeah.
So you only get 3 out of every 5 possessions. That's some type of quality for this Tigers offense. And so Boise State, Gonzaga, whoever the Tigers end up playing, if they find a way to advance to the Sweet 16, all you have to do is take care of your ball. The Tigers don't have enough natural in-game possessions to make up for the fact that, to your point, they're going to end up turning the ball over 18, 19 times.
I mean, but they're hot. Right? They won 12-2 in their last 14 games. Like,
they still turn it over a lot. That's the thing. They play Gonzaga, dude. They may turn it over 30 times against Gonzaga. Like that would be the big issue.
Because the pace of the game is just going.
It's going to go. The pace is going to fly against Gonzaga.
Fastest team in the nation,
which is good for them. Which is good for them.
But Boise State's like the opposite.
Yes.
They're like half court. They want to slow you down, use the shot clock, all that
They
stuff.
got to get by Boise first. It's obviously it was a 3-point game last year. Fun fact, there are only of the players that played in that game last year, 5 of them on Memphis, 5 of them on Boise. Of all the guys that played in that game last year, there's only 5 returning guys on each team.
Boise State also worst free throw shooting team in the tournament, around 66%.
Hack 'em.
Wait, how are they a worse free throw shooting team than Memphis?
I don't know. And they've never won a tournament game.
Oh. Well, maybe they
Cool.
won't start
Go
now.
Tigers. Hope they win.
Well, on the other side of the state, in Knoxville, as Roser said, there's been a few complaints. The Tennessee Volunteers made the NCAA tournament. They finished the season winning 7 games in a row. They won the SEC championship in the tournament. They were undefeated at home. They were 26-7. They were in the top 10 at the end of the season, and they're a 3 seed. Are we upset about this?
I'm furious.
Look, Tennessee should, like, if you line up Tennessee's resume with Duke and Wisconsin, Tennessee has the better resume. I mean, there's no doubt about it. Tennessee, where Duke is the 2 seed, Tennessee should be the 2 seed. There's no doubt about it.
Oh, there's one big difference there.
You know, one's Duke, one's Tennessee,
Well,
and that's
one has Coach K and one has Rick Barnes.
And so that's why. But it's clear the conference tournament just didn't matter. Now that being said, it doesn't matter now, and so. Rick Barnes, you can sit there, you can complain, and fans, you can complain all you want. I just say, dude, go play the games. You got to go play the games now. It ain't like you don't have the talent. You've got the talent to where you should have been a 2 seed. You could have arguably been a 1 seed, maybe even, but you're not. So
it's tough, man, when you look in that bracket and you see the juggernaut that is Michigan sitting there for you, potentially in the second round.
Didn't y'all lose a guy today?
Yes. And
what was Michigan's record at the end of the
year?
season?
Yeah. It doesn't matter that they have the most losses of any team
16
ever in
and
the
14
field.
or something like
17 and 15, Lane.
I knew it was close.
That's how much of a juggernaut that Michigan team is. That even with that pitiful record, the committee was like, no, we've got to have that team in the tournament.
And Indiana, too. Indiana's got 13, 14 losses. They put Indiana in,
we got to
too.
make sure that Michigan plays in Dayton because that's fair. Your reward for being bad all season long is hey, go to Dayton and play.
Yeah.
My suggestion is Tennessee lose more games. That way they put you in the South.
Yeah. Fish, what do the numbers look like for Tennessee against Smallwood? I'm sorry. Longwood.
Well, Smallwood is, as CJ pointed out earlier, top 10 ATS teams in the bracket this year. Number 1 is St. Peter's. They're a 15 seed, 21-9 against the spread. Then you have Longwood right behind them at 20-9 against the spread this season. Other of the top 10 against the spread teams this year, Norfolk State at 17-9-1 against the spread. They're another 15 seed. Then you get into some of the higher or lower seeds, however you look at it. Houston 22-12 against the spread. Iowa's 22-13 against the spread. Arkansas's 20-12-1. St. Mary's 18-11-2. TCU 18-11-3. Rode them a lot this year. And then Texas Tech 21-13. So those are some of the good numbers against the spread. Longwood 20-9 against the number, and then we talked about Rick Barnes and what he's done. What did you say it was, Roser? 1-11 against the spread his last 12.
His last 12, yeah.
Wow,
in the tournament.
7-18 since 2006.
Yeah, it's bad. I will say a Rick Barnes game was one of my favorite tournament moments of watching live. It was when they opened up. We didn't have the apps in Tennessee, but they had opened up the sports books in Tunica. And I went down to Gold Strike a couple years ago for the first weekend of the tournament. And, Tennessee was playing Colgate to open the tournament. And, dude, Tennessee is up, 22 with, there's, 30 seconds left in the game. And, nobody's paying attention to it. There's a million TVs. And that game's on. And all of a sudden, this dude just pops up and goes, yes! Yes! Woo! Starts freaking out. And we're like, what the word? Goes, overhit! Tennessee Colgate! Apparently, the dude had $1,000 on it. Wow. Had $1,000 on the over in Tennessee Colgate. I'm like, man, you are a degenerate.
Yeah, I learned a lot. When I moved to Las Vegas in 1995, I moved to Vegas on the first day of the NCAA tournament.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and they had me staying in the MGM Grand. So I was at the Race and Sportsbook at the MGM Grand, and I saw a bunch of Kansas fans, and Kansas won their first round matchup, and they killed somebody. But all the Kansas fans were upset, and I was just kind of looking. I was like, why are they so down? What's wrong with the Kansas fans? And, well, they didn't cover the spread. So I learned a lot that first day being in Las Vegas, that it meant more than just winning games. Yeah, because as we know, good teams win, great teams cover.
Great teams cover.
Well, I don't know if Tennessee or Memphis is a great team.
No, Tennessee has the potential to be a great team.
Yeah. Well, we haven't even talked about our picks for this tournament and all that stuff.
Well, it's because we have a segment where we do picks.
Let's get back here and do a segment where we do picks. How about that?
Oh, sounds
Picks. We'll do picks. We're coming right back on the Odds Couple presented by WynnBET.
WynnBET, the official sportsbook partner of the Memphis Grizzlies, is Tennessee's premier digital sports betting app. They're bringing you the action of real money sports betting right in the palm of your hand with some of the best odds in the game. From boosted parlays to live in-game odds on every major sport, they have what you need to win. Sign up today and use the promo code GRIZ. And after placing your first $10 wager, you'll receive $200 to bet with. That's GRIZZ. There's no better way to enjoy basketball than with some extra winnings in your pocket to use for all of your favorite bets. And be sure to check out the WynnBET Sports Bar at FedEx Forum the next time you catch our Grizzlies in action. Betting is a team sport. Join the WynnBET team and bet with the best. Must be physically located in Tennessee and 21 years of age or older to participate. If you or someone you know needs assistance with a gambling problem, call the Tennessee Red Line at 1-800-889-9789.
The best NBA/rap/music collab.
There's a long history of this in the NBA. Jason Kidd, Gary Payton, Allen Iverson run our test. Chris Webber, Kobe, Jack, Damian Lillard.
Dame Dolla, Lou Williams. Lonzo Ball, I feel like that's in the future for the Grizzlies.
It should be, right? We should get like John Jaron to, maybe we should do a song together.
Join Lang Whitaker and me, Kelsey Ray Johnson, every Thursday as we debate the hottest topics in the NBA. IMHO on grindcitymedia.com, YouTube, and our social channels.
Dwayne The Rock Johnson. He had this massive T-Rex behind him the whole time. So his name is Stan.
That was like a movie prop from his times at Jumanji or something.
Scientists were big mad when someone bought it for like $31 million a couple years ago, and no one ever knew who got Stan the T-Rex.
I'm going to say Dwayne The Rock Johnson did not spend $31 million on Stan.
Rise and Grind with Jessica and Megan. Live daily at 8 a.m. on grindcitymedia.com.
Once a week, get your basketball fix with Talkin' Grizz featuring me, Kelsey Wright Johnson, and media from around the NBA as we discuss draft topics, prospects, and more. Connect with Grind City Media on all their social channels, subscribe to Grind City Media YouTube, and follow Grind City Media on Twitter and Instagram to stay up to date with all things Grizzlies.
3 vocal powerhouses. 1 epic night. It's Maxwell's Night Tour. Don't ever with Anthony Hamilton. Come on, feel me, and Joe. Tell me what I gotta do. The Night Tour, starring Maxwell. Featuring Anthony Hamilton and Joe. Visit bpctickets.com. Brought to you by the Black Promoters Collective.
Welcome back to grindcitymedia.com. Live from FedEx Forum. Now, here's more of the Odds Couple, Rob Fisher and Lang Whitaker. Presented by WynnBET.
Celebrate hoops for St. Jude Day, Thursday, March 24th. The Grizzlies and St. Jude Children's Research Hospital are teaming up for a full day of hoops, heart, and heroism. Throughout the day, fans will be encouraged to donate to St. Jude for a chance to win one-of-a-kind memorabilia, exclusive experiences, and unique incentives. Plus, on this day, your dollar may stretch even further, as select donations will be matched and boosted. So mark your calendars and visit grizzlies.com/St. Jude for more details on how you can support the life-saving work of St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Welcome back to the Odds Couple, presented by WynnBET. Sup? We're about to get to our picks.
Picks!
But first, let's hear from, we talked about how Tennessee and Memphis, especially Memphis, would have a tough road to get out of the place there, and they got seeded in this tournament. You know who always has a tough road? Who always has it tough? The Kentucky Wildcats. Let's hear from John Calipari.
I keep my opinions to myself. These guys haven't played in an NCAA tournament, so I'm trying to keep them focused on the little pod and really basically saying you don't even need to worry about San Francisco or Murray because we don't know who's winning that game. And we need to worry about St. Peter's, and that's how this goes. You're playing in a pod for a weekend. That's all you worry about, nothing else.
I'm glad he kept his opinions to himself.
Yeah, he's. I love Calipari. So I keep my opinion to myself. No, all you do is share your opinion. I think it was Alan Boston who said on our show the other day that if they wanted to, that Kentucky could shut them out. Like that St. Peter's has a deplorable half-court offense, and that Kentucky could shut them out if they wanted to. So if we look up at halftime and it's like 41-6, like that would be hilarious.
I don't know, man. That's the best covering team in the nation.
That's right.
St. Peter's.
That's right. St. Peter's has the best covering team in the nation, 21-9 against the spread. The worst 10 against the spread teams. 3 of them come out of that East region. Alabama's the worst cover team in the bracket at 11-21 against the spread. Then you have Texas at 12-19-1, Purdue 13-20-1, Michigan and Illinois both 13-18 against the spread. UConn's 13-18-1, Loyola Chicago 17-1, and then you have Kentucky 14-18-1 against the spread this season. So you have the best against the spread team in St. Peter's at 21-9. Against one of the worst against the spread teams in Kentucky at 14-18-1. So I'm not assuming no 41-6 score at halftime, Rosie.
I don't know, but while you were talking, CJ's scribbling on this. He looks like the Riddler. He's got this sheet of paper with all this writing all over it. Like I feel like we should be hearing.
You've got to go back.
We should hear the Nirvana music
so
playing while you
that.
talk.
Say all of that again, because my little paper. I don't know. You guys can't see the writing. I saved a little corner right there for the odds couple folks.
We should
so
play,
I can fill
play
that
something in the way in the background while you do this.
CJ, your camera's gonna be over there.
There's mine, CJ.
There it is, Rob. Where's my camera at? Kimball? There it is. You
this.
see it right there. I got so that bottom left corner was just notes from today's show. I left that blank. You guys have been great, giving me a lot of info. I need the worst covering teams in the tournament right now.
Bet against Rick Barnes,
worst covering teams are Alabama, Texas, Purdue, Michigan. Although I'm sure you'll omit that one.
Yeah.
Illinois, UConn, Loyola Chicago, Kentucky, Rutgers, and San Francisco.
Okay,
those are
I will say this. You said UConn. Shout out Alan Boston again. Brought up UConn, New Mexico State. His first word was, and I can't repeat it word for word. He said, UConn is in a world of beep. That New Mexico State team's good. He knows about these teams, man. He watches all these small schools.
We have created some gripping television content today. Like we just had about a 30-second clip of a person writing.
Yeah, and holding up a piece of paper.
Yeah. Nobody knows drama like we do. Hey, let's also talk before we get to our picks. Let's talk one other team. Gonzaga, the Zags. Mark Few. We have some audio of him talking about the Zags being a 1 seed.
And it's amazing accomplishment. I touched on it after the game. It's a reward for being good for 4 months or 4.5 months. This tournament is a reward for being good for 3 weeks. I think it's just an amazing accomplishment by this group and last year's group and these number 1 seeds that we've been able to earn is also is simply another amazing accomplishment by the guys in the program.
I still don't trust him.
Yeah, I've heard he's like one of the just the absolute nicest guys. Like totally cool.
He kind of looks like Granny from Beverly Hills.
Yeah.
Hillbillies.
Like he's one of the rare ones who's been able to balance, like one of these college basketball coaches that actually is able to balance coaching, recruiting, and family life. Mm-hmm. Most of them can't.
Great for him.
Yeah, giving us
runs a good program.
Yeah, yes,
his
cool
morality rankings of the college football coaches.
Yeah,
they are the number 1 overall seed, and since we started ranking the 1 seeds in 2004, only 3 times has the 1 seed overall gone through and won.
Let me. Okay,
let's go.
North Carolina.
No.
Wait, Tyler Hansbrough, Ty Lawson. They were not the number 1 overall seed.
No. They weren't one of the 3 who won. No.
Yeah,
so you go since 04.
Your list sucks.
It's not mine. This is history, Rosa. I'm not coming up with this. This happened.
I don't believe it.
Do you still want to try?
He's got it written on the sheet.
It's on this page.
Virginia.
Who are the 3?
No.
Virginia was not the number 1
No.
overall seed?
No.
Who are they?
No, they were the year before when they lost to the
Yes.
16 seed.
Yes.
That's when they were the number 1
Yeah.
overall seed. Hang on here. Hang on.
Keep trying, Rosie. You need a hint?
Just throw out some.
Villanova.
No.
Yes, Villanova.
No.
Dude,
You
Villanova
got-
was no.
you got no, Rosa?
No, Villanova was.
No.
Villanova was in like 2018. Yes,
No.
they were. Villanova was
Rosa.
the best team in the country by far.
Duke. No.
Your stats suck.
It's not mine. This is history. I'm not making this up.
History sucks.
Florida in 2007, Kentucky in 2012, and Louisville in 2013. Those were the 1 seeds ranked number 1 overall in the tournament to go through and win it.
I can see that. I also have on our rundown here, right? Last thing it says, before we get picks, it says tournament odds.
Let's go. Yeah.
And I don't want to forget the tournament odds since it's the odds couple. Rob, what you got for us on tournament odds?
Well, here I already gave you the top 10 against the spread teams and the worst against the spread teams. How about the best over and
Let's hear it.
under
I want to hear
teams?
it. Yeah.
CJ, write these down quickly. The top 5 over teams that are in this bracket. Alabama's number 1. 21 of their 32 games have gone over. UAB, 21 of their 32 games have gone over as well. Iowa, 22 of their 35 have gone over. Arkansas, 20 of their 33. And Miami, 20 of their 33 have all gone over. So you have Alabama, UAB, Iowa, Arkansas, Miami as the over teams in this tournament. The top 5 under teams in the tournament, well, you got Georgia State, that's 16 seed, taking on Gonzaga. 18 of their 26 games this year have gone under. Creighton has gone under 21 of the 33 games they've played. Colorado State has gone under on 19 of the 29 games they've played. Seton Hall under 20 of 31. And then St. Peter's under on 19 of 30. So the top under teams, Georgia State, Creighton, Colorado State, Seton Hall, and St. Peter's. Now,
Well, so maybe they might not score against Kentucky.
That's right. That's
game
that's
goes
true.
under.
But they're going to cover. They're 21-9 against the spread, so they're going to cover and go under. It could be 16 to 10.
They'll cover one of two ways. I mean, either they'll cover the spread or they're going to not score enough points.
Yeah.
So
My favorite prop for the entire tournament, the lowest scoring game of the tournament, or Sister Jean's age. Which one is higher? Sister Jean is 102.
No, Sister Jean. You mean overall, like combined
I don't
score?
know, man. Wisconsin Colgate could be like 42 to 37.
I agree. I think Sister Jean's age will be higher than the lowest scoring.
Yeah,
game.
I think we'll get like a 49 to 44 game.
It might be one of those games this week, like the play-in games. You know.
We might get it
first
tonight.
one. Yeah.
Shout out to Peter Kiss from Bryant. That dude talks mad trash.
I thought you
man.
said Peter Chris.
His name's Peter Kiss. That dude talks mad trash.
Well, yeah. Well, it takes one to know one. Rosemary. Let's get to our picks. Let's get to the picks. And we're going to start with Fish's 5. Rob, who you got in the Final Four here?
Well, here's what I got. I got Gonzaga in the West, and no big shocker there. I guess my biggest surprise, would be Purdue and Wisconsin, both 3 seeds. Going with Purdue to knock off UCLA, with UCLA knocking off Baylor early. So I got Purdue representing the East. In the South, Arizona, the number 1 seed. They knock off Tennessee to get to the Final Four. And then Wisconsin in the Midwest knocking off Kansas to get to the Final Four as well. My final, I got 2 1 seeds. I got Gonzaga and Arizona, and I'm going with the Zags to win the championship this year. This is the year they get it done.
All right, well, let's do Lang's locks. And I'll take you through my teams. I got Memphis coming out of the West. I am
you go.
I am picking the teams that are going to make me popular when this graphic goes out on Twitter. I'm taking Memphis.
You're tired of Memphis
I'm
fans just
picking Murray
crapping
State.
all over your mentions.
I'm taking Auburn, and I'm taking Arizona. But I actually think Arizona is going to win the whole thing. I think like we were talking about earlier, those West Coast teams are kind of undervalued and slept on a little bit. And Arizona's really good, I think. So I'm picking the Wildcats to go the whole way. CJ, take us through your winners.
All right. I'm going to go with Duke getting Swan Song, man. Like, I just feel like
they did so well in the ACC in North Carolina.
That's the thing. It's setting up perfectly for the movie ending. Lose to North Carolina at home in his last regular season game. Get to the conference final. Lose to a Virginia Tech team you're much better than, just to come through the adversity and knock off Gonzaga and get to the Final Four.
Right.
Give me Purdue also. Jaden Ivey is legit. Like he's really, really good. And they've got great bigs. So even if one gets in foul trouble, they're bringing another one in off the bench, and you just don't have an answer for it. That Jabari Smith is a dude. So give me Auburn and Michigan because, hell.
Yeah, why not?
It's Michigan. Every tourney since 2013 has had a number 5 seed or lower reach the Final Four. Michigan is an 11. They're in the tournament. Probably shouldn't be there. Why the hell not Wolverines?
Okay. Roser.
We are going to go with Gonzaga out of the West region. We are going to take UCLA out of the East region. We are going to take Villanova out of the South solely because everybody is picking Arizona. I don't know one player who plays for Villanova. Seriously. Ryan Arcidiacono, is he coming through that door? He is not walking. Chris Jenkins is not.
Dante, what's his name?
Dante DiVincenzo.
Yeah.
Jalen Brunson, they're not walking through that door. Dante Cunningham.
Harold Presley.
Yeah, none of them walking through that door. Kerry Kittles, they're not walking through that door. And then I'm going to take USC, as you said, 5 or what, lower, higher, whatever.
5 or lower, however we're looking at this
we
thing.
worded this thing.
Lower.
Yeah, have made it since 2013. I'm going to go with USC. Andy Infield's had some tournament magic before, whether it's at Florida Gulf Coast. USC went to, what, they were in the Elite Eight last year, too, weren't they? Yeah, in the Elite Eight last year. So I'll roll with the West Coast. And then UCLA, they've got Johnny Juzang. They were in the Final Four last year. They've got the dude who could take it over. Nobody else is going to pick him. Everybody's picking Gonzaga and Arizona, it feels like. So I'm going to roll with UCLA to win it all. Well, UCLA over Villanova.
Do we have a roll with Roser parlay thing today or no?
No.
Okay.
If you want, take Colgate on the money line against Wisconsin, I guess. Just throw a little bit. Don't do a money. How about this? Here's a money line parlay. Just small. Just bet small because you could probably 10 to $20 will probably win you a lot on this. Go New Mexico State. Go Rutgers or Notre Dame over Alabama, and go Colgate over Wisconsin. Moneyline parlay those. Just do $10 will probably get you a couple hundred.
Well, look, we're going to come back next week and do this again, and we'll talk about what happened this weekend. We'll talk about, I think the Oscars is coming up, but there's other things that we have some interest in, right, Rob?
That's right. We got Oscars talk next week. We're efforting. I say efforting. I haven't even attempted to reach him, but we'll call Chris Harrington.
Yeah.
Get him to join us for some Oscars picks next week, and we'll be in the Sweet 16. So more bracket stuff coming up next week as well. And baseball. We might even have to talk baseball. They're about to start.
Yeah, Freddie Freeman, you're out of here. We don't want you in Atlanta anymore.
Get out, Freddie.
Go somewhere else. We got Matt Olson. We're going to be good for a long time now. Hey, that's this week's Odds Couple. We'll be back next week, like we just talked about, with more stuff. For more, you can go to grindcitymedia.com. Go to WinBet, check out the bets and the things, and fill out your bracket. You better get your bracket in right away because if you don't do it soon, you're going to be out of luck. He's CJ.
You might die.
He's Roser. He's Fish. I'm Lang Whitaker. We'll see you next week.
You've been listening to The Odds Couple, presented by WinBet on GrindCityMedia.com. Tune in next week with Rob Fisher and Lang Whitaker.